So welcome back to the channel. Today is Jonas and let's talk about the Ducati Multistrada V2S. I recently participated on a test ride with Ducati. So we test rode a lot of Ducatis. I test rode three in particular. And let's talk about the Multistrada V2S today. And let's talk about the likes and the dislikes. And let's talk about the dislikes of the Ducatistas. And let's start with the engine. So the engine is a 890cc, which is a dislike when it comes to the Ducatistas. They think that it's a smaller engine, and of course, they think that it's going to be less powerful. Now, in my opinion, whether we're talking about weight, horsepower, engine capacity, or anything that has a value in it, it really doesn't apply in real life. Let's take, for example, if you have two bikes and it has the same weight, the weight of both bikes wouldn't be the same while you ride it. So whether it's the same, the weight is going to be different. Now back to the Multistrada. Now 890, it's very powerful. Ridden it just about 30 minutes or less than an hour. But I try to pick up everything that I can pick up with it. Drove it, quick shifted, rode it up to its rev limiter, and this is a very powerful bike. 890 is it will get you into trouble. The reason why it's still powerful, even though it's only 890 as compared to the older version, is now let's talk about the weight. The bike itself is actually lighter than the older ones. One reason is the chassis. It's now a monocoque chassis. And believe me, the chassis just looks like the airbox itself. It's very small, and the only thing holding the bike together is the engine itself. Now, the engine, it's very light as well. They say that it's only, let me see if I can Google it. Well, I don't want to waste your time, but it's I think less than 60 kilos. 60 kilos is a sack of rice, so it's very light. Put it on a bike with that horsepower, then it's going to be a very nimble bike. And believe me, it's very flickable. Whether you're driving it very slow or very fast, you can just turn, point, and the bike will go to that direction. Now, here's one of the hates of the Ducatistas. The Desmo. This bike doesn't have the Desmo anymore. I never really researched about the benefits of a Desmo. I believe it's just like a VTEC or anything that plays around with the valves. But the Ducati is equals to a Desmo. Ducati won't be a Ducati without a Desmo. Now, that's why they kind of frown about having a non-Desmo, a spring valve system. I had a list as a first bike in the UAE, and one of it is a 1098. The only reason I didn't buy it is because of the Desmo maintenance. And during that time, I asked, I forgot which Ducati agency I asked. And they said that it's going to be 5,000 dirhams every 5,000 kilometers. And I was thinking of using it as a daily, and I said, no way, no way. So this change makes me want to look back to the Ducati. It's really drawing me back in now. So I'm starting to be a Ducati lover again. Another change in the engine is the timing chain. I really like to have a timing chain instead of a belt. I've got a lot of bad experience when it comes to belt, but the timing chain is more reliable, if you may say, or because it's metal, it's stronger. So I know it's going to be a bit noisier than a belt, but we're talking about long term. So it makes the interval, the replacement interval, longer than having a belt. Now let's look at it as a whole bike. Now the whole bike is an ADV. Now it shouts ADV because of the 19-inch wheel in front. But when you ride it, the riding position is just different. It's not an ADV. It's actually, in my opinion, it's a sport touring bike. What's the advantage of a 19-incher? Now, it's going to be easier going up and down some obstacles. I'll tell you later why it's an advantage. The only disadvantage is it throws away handling. I don't think it throws it that much. The theory is because it's 19-inch, then it has lesser tire surface. Now, if you lean it, you are going to run out of tires very fast. Now, these are not bikes that you lean very much, but it's still fun. I remember I was talking to someone who does use it in the tracks. And again, why would you use this in the track? Now, track riding is not about being the fastest among the pack. It's just challenging yourself to be faster than who you are on the streets. It's just a safer environment where you can have lots of fun, ride as fast as you can, and be safe. That's it. It's not a competition. Well, it is to yourself, but that's why I want to. One day, we will go in the track. Now, sitting on it, I'm 5'10", and I don't know what my inseam is, but my pants inseams are 32, 33. So let's base on that. And I flat foot this bike. Looking at it, you wouldn't feel intimidated. I did jump on the V4. It feels intimidating. It's tall, it's wide, it's big, it's quite heavy. Not heavy as compared to a AGS. But if you're looking at it as a daily bike, it might push you away. We're talking about the big V4. With the V2, man, because you're flat-footed, it's very light, you can even, I've mentioned this on my past videos that I was very happy about the Monster because you can really just push it around. It's almost like a bicycle for me. It's very light, and it's the same. It's the same with the Multistrada V2S. I was able to test the S. I don't know if there's a difference, but I'm pretty sure if there is, it's very, very small. And these are the things that makes the V2S good as a daily. Another thing that we can consider as a pro when it comes to the Multistrada is the driving aid. Ducati has an excellent driving aid. I think not only Ducati, I think most of the modern bikes have excellent driving aids that makes you drive safer on the road, like brake control, traction control, lean, whatever those things are. I'm I'm really not into those driving aids because I drive an analog bike. I learned from an analog bike. And believe me, if you are on a newer bike and you're just driving it mellow and you're still crushing it, I think you need to change your method of transportation. If you're driving it daily, I would suggest to just leave it on. I myself like to turn it off. I have the R1 with me right now, and I don't know why, but I always turn it off. I just want to feel how the throttle will respond and look like a fool when you twist it incorrectly. So, but don't be like me. Use the driving aid. So, what else? The balance of the whole bike. I remember turning on a U-turn, counter steering it, and the bike just leans and turns its steering without any force, without any assistance. The steering is just balance. I just cannot forget about that turn. With the geometry of the bike, plus the weight, plus the power, it makes it smooth. I don't know. I ride bikes on how I feel them, and I feel this. I feel the Multistrada. I think it's a good daily. Now let's talk about that. Why would you want this as a daily? First is comfort. It's very comfortable. Riding position, flat-footed, very light. You can just push it around if you're parked. That's a very good reason for you to daily this. Second is power. You have enough power, but you don't have too much power that you'll make a mistake. Third is height. Again, I mentioned this earlier that it has the height. Then you can roll over any obstacles, whether it's city or in the countries. It adds, like going down the gutter. I wouldn't drive down my sports bike on a gutter. This, I don't think it would matter. Now, fourth reason, fuel economy, because this is a smaller engine as compared to a V4. Then this would be a very reasonable purchase for a daily. I don't know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be lower than the R1, or it's going to be lower than the VFR. And I'm pretty sure it is going to be economical. The fifth is it's a Ducati. Now, it's red and it looks fast. And those are the reasons why you should buy this as a daily. So, have I forgotten anything else that I should mention? I've mentioned the swing arm. I've mentioned the chassis. I've mentioned how flickable it is. Oh, the windscreen. Yes, this is brilliant how they made the windscreen. Because if you don't know, I like touring bikes. I've looked at this Kawasaki SX, the Suzuki's, all those who have adjustable windscreens, and they all kind of messed up, if you may say. With the Ducati, it's just one hand and you just move it around and it moves. I wasn't able to get it on video, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of videos in the internet about it. I've talked about it as a daily. I've talked about the valve spring, the timing chain. I did mention about short shifting. I was trying to short shift it, and in my observation, between 4,000 and 8,000, you can just play around that area, and there's always going to be power available. I tried to short shift from third, I think, and it was just pump, pump, pump. There's just power. So if you're again, if you're trying to be economical, the power is there even though you short shift it, and it's very nice. Again, with the power, I tried to overtake on low RPMs on third, and it was easy. It was nothing. The bike wasn't struggling. Again, the power band is within 4,000, I think, in my observation, it was 4,000 to 8,000. 8,000 to 11, there is still, but it's lesser, but there's still. I remember revving it high, and man, the power is there. It's almost you're like driving a sports bike. Of course, with the limitation of lean angles. If I have a choice to have one bike, it's going to be this bike because I can use it as a daily. I can tour it here's the thing. If I'm gonna tour it, it's going to be, I won't be carrying a pillion with this. I don't know if I'm gonna ride it with a pillion. Maybe the pillion won't be comfortable. We should test that. We should. Ducati, let me try it. I'm gonna bring my practice pillions. So if I'm gonna tour it, remember we did the Emirates ride, the 7 Emirates ride. This would have been a perfect bike for it. And with the heated grips, I remember Colin. Colin was teasing me for complaining about how cold it was. Well, he had heated grips. So if I had this bike, so I won't be complaining about the freezing hands that I was experiencing. So yeah, you can tour this, you can daily this, you can ride it on the track. As I've mentioned, Joshua, I think, brought this to the track and he had fun. That's it. I'm loving this. Now, maybe you're guessing, because I asked before, with the 3 bikes that I test rode, which did I liked? Take a guess. Maybe it's this, maybe it's not. Then wait for the other 2-3 more videos and the review will be there. So hope you like this video. Do like and subscribe. Help me with this thingy algorithm and stuff. Let me know if you want more videos about something like this. And there is going to be 3 on the line. Well, 4 in the line. And hope you will like this part of the channel. Peace.